All right. I think we're live. Let me get all this set back up now. Okay. Hey, y'all. It is Allison with the Art Studio. We're going to be making a fun pumpkin today. Just a quick, easy something to make that you can do with kids of all ages. Adults can have fun with this too. So we're going to get started. How many of y'all are doing a pumpkin carving over the next week or two? We always go to my mom and dad's at some point in October and have a contest with all of us. We do, like, my brother and his wife and family, they all come, and my husband and my kids, we all come, and aunts and uncles, and we just have a really good time. We have something to eat. We do s'mores. We just have a good time. It's just a fun time to get together and enjoy one another's company when you're not like rushing and in the hustle and bustle of like the Christmas holidays, And so I really enjoy that time that we get together and just have some fun and enjoy each other. All right. Today we're going to be making a watercolor pumpkin. So, what we're going to need is some heavy watercolor paper. Okay, so I've got that right here. And then we're going to need, I've got my Uli watercolor palette right here. I love these. You can already tell the colors are so vibrant and bold, and these are really good watercolors to use for all ages. I've got some oil pastels. I've got an orange and a yellow. You can add other colors if you want to, like a black or a brown, if you wanted to go with that as well. And then I've also got my brush and my water. And if you cannot hear me, if you jump on, let me know if you can hear me on the live. I'm having issues with my microphone, and so give me a thumbs up or a comment just to let me know that you can hear me. And if not, then hopefully then we'll have audio on this. If not, I'll come back and do it again later. All right, so to get started, I'm going to put this up here so we can see it. All right, let's see. Okay, good. Y'all can hear. Okay, so I've been having issues with my phone, and normally I don't worry about it, but when I'm trying to do videos, that is not a good thing for me to have a problem with. All right, so we're going to get started by drawing our pumpkin, and the way we're going to do this is we don't want to just draw a circle. We want to start with different shapes and different sections of our pumpkin. And so what I want to do is I'm going to draw an oval right here in the middle, just like that, and that's going to start my pumpkin. I'm going to draw a C on this side. All right, and there's one section of my pumpkin and a backward C on that side. Ooh, it got away from me. All right, that's all I'm going to do with the orange. Other than I can go back in and, put some orange on my eyes and that sort of thing if I want to, but I don't have to. Yellow, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to add the face. So you have fun with this. Add whatever kind of facial expression you want for your pumpkin. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different this time, and I'm going to add a round face instead of just the smile that's on the other one that I have. Let me slide it over so you can see the two together. All right, and then I just want to color in all of that triangle and all of that triangle there, and then all of that circle. Normally, if we do this, and I actually am gonna pull out a white oil pastel to add some fun to the background, but you can use a white oil pastel to create the illusion that there is something there. And let's see, there's a good one. And when you go over it with the paint, then you won't be able to, or you'll be able to see it show up a lot better. All right. So if, like, let me see if y'all can see that a little bit better. So I have on this oil pastel, there is a little bit of black or gray on here, and I don't want that to show up. So I'm just taking this on the back of my paper, kind of cleaning it off so that I can have a clean oil pastel. So what I'm going to do, I didn't do it in this one, but we're going to do it in the one that I'm making now. I want to just make little marks in the background. I do want to be careful because I'm just going to paint my stem on. I'm not actually going to draw it out, but I just want to make like little stars or something in the background. And so I'm adding some of this white pastel to my background. And when you get it in the light just right, you'll be able to see it. And so I just want to make sure that I'm not putting it anywhere where my stem would go. And actually, I may go ahead and draw out my stem so that I've got it where I want it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add in my texture on that as well. All right, so we are ready for the big reveal. So I've got my water here, and I am going to go ahead and fill in my pumpkin, okay? And all I'm going to do is just get some of this orange, and I'm going to start in each section, just painting in. So this is really good for young kids and older kids alike. For younger kids, we work a lot with, staying in the lines and making sure that you're, coloring in the areas that you're supposed to with the color that, you would want to use. And then also for older kids, they could work on shading and things like that if they wanted to. And so, younger kids, older kids alike could work on this and make it their own. And it's going to be good for anybody at any developmental age. All right. So I've got the two side sections done. Now I'm going to go in and I want to cover up the middle. So we drew in those eyes and that mouth. And now all I have to do is just paint. I don't have to worry about trying to stay outside the lines because you can see anywhere I go with my paint, those oil pastels are going to resist it. So I don't even have to worry about it. I'm going to paint right over them. This would be good. You could do like Happy Halloween. You could do a ghost. You could do really anything you wanted to in the oil pastels. And then it could, show up as a message. Like I said, today we're doing this with yellow. So it's going to show up anyway, but it's not going to be a problem really because you're seeing like the light come out of the pumpkin. All right. So next I'm going to go in and do a light brown inside of my stem. So now you can see where my oil pastel was and where my stem is. And so now I've got a little bit outside of the stem, but that's okay. It's not really going to make a big difference. And then I am going to come back with a darker brown. Let's see, I've got one right here. Brown, and while this is still wet, I'm just going to come and lay some lines into that lighter brown. So I'm not really filling in the whole thing. I'm just adding in some of those lines to kind of create some texture. And then my favorite part is the background. So Uli has these, okay, you're fine. Uli has these two colors. There's a blue and a purple that work so well together. And all I'm doing is I have a good amount of water on my brush. And I am going to just kind of start in one area. And when my brush gets to a point where I don't have any more water in it, I'm going to swap and go to the purple. And these two colors are amazing together. And I'm just going to continue doing this all over this paper. Now you're going to see how those oil pastels are going to create those little stars in the background and how these colors are going to mix to create like a nighttime sky. And I drew out you remember I drew out my stem for my pumpkin, so it's not going to let it get into there. So I really don't have to be super careful about this background, and that's the fun of it, is I can do this without having to stress out about, my paint running into each other or anything like that. And these are making some really cool combinations of colors in this background. So this is so much fun to do. Um, if you are wanting to um, make any kind of background, really, these two colors are going to go really well together to do that. But it really makes a fun nighttime sky, or you could do this like a galaxy as well. All right, so all we're going to do is just continue to fill this in. And the hardest part is keeping up with what color I used last, because they do mix so well together that sometimes I don't want to go with the other color, or it's hard to tell that that was the color that I used because they mixed so well. All right, so we've got this last little bit down here. Now I am underneath my pumpkin. I'm going to use that purple because it's a lot darker color and it'll create a shadow under there. And then I can mix in that blue underneath that. All right, so now I can come back in with a little bit more of that purple and go on top of some of that blue if I want to. But I love how these colors, they've separated, but they've also blended together. And it just kind of creates a really neat starry night background. And then once all of this is dry, it's ready to hang up. You can easily put it in a frame and it's ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed Make It Monday. We are going to be making stuff each Monday, um, either morning time or afternoon. So join us again. So we will have some fun each and every week. All right, you guys have a great one. And if you complete this, let us see your pictures. I want to see your pumpkin that you created with watercolor. Have a great one.